What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my first video in a bit. I'm sorry, I took a week off. It was my birthday. I turned 16. Hopefully, y'all can forgive me. But yeah, so took a week off, back with the videos. Now it's gonna be more consistent. And this video is, as you guys read in the title, the dream lineup for 2020. So these are the best players at each position for going into 2020 season, like the hopeful season. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Well, first, actually, I decided these based on stats and a bit of my opinion. So mainly, I looked through all like the stats. I don't really like looking through all the sabermetrics and stuff like that, but it was cool. And yeah, I went off of, for all the players, I went off of a not categories, I guess, but I went through their WAR, batting average, home runs, RBIs, OPS, and the games they played. Plus, I took into the account their fielding and defense, and that's how I ranked them. So it's the best player at each position going into the 2020 season. So we'll start at catcher. This one's pretty obvious. It's JT Realmuto. He's got back-to-back Silver Sluggers and a Gold Glove, and he's cemented himself as the undoubted best catcher in this game. It's not even close. But last year, his WAR was 4.5, which is it's all right. It's kind of average. Batted 275, 25 home runs, 83 RBI, and an OPS of 820. This was in 145 games. He also is a pretty good fielder. He's got a plus arm, and he's super fast especially for a catcher. He might be one of the faster catchers in the MLB. So, good all-around player. First base. So I went to Freddie Freeman. So this was his 10th season, and he still was hitting for career highs. He's got good defense, and he's a clutch bat, and just an RBI machine. I'm not counting Bellinger as a first baseman, otherwise Bellinger would be ahead of him. I'm counting him in the outfield. But yeah, so Freddie Freeman had a WAR of 4 last year, batted 295, 38 home runs, 121 RBIs, which was third in the league. He had an OPS of 938, and he did this in 158 games. So if you're comparing this to JT right now, he played in a couple more games. So as far as OPS there and WAR, if you guys aren't sure, so the league average for OPS is 710. So both guys were above that. JT had an 820 OPS, and Freddie Freeman had a 938 OPS. 900 is like very good. So neither of those guys quite met that, but players on this list definitely do. And if you have plus 1,000, you are elite. You're one of the best players in the league. If you have, like, so 710 is the average. If you're below 600, it's poor. As for WAR, they don't have, like, an average. I was looking at, as I was doing my research. But Cody Bellinger was the leader last year at a 9 WAR. And the average is, like, 4 to 2. So JT Realmuto's WAR was 4.5, and Freddie Freeman's was 4. So both pretty average WAR, although they're the best players at their positions. So yeah, so Freddie Freeman, 10th season, still hitting career highs, just great bat for the Braves there. Second base, I went with DJ LeMahieu over Jose Altuve. They both had similar seasons, except DJ LeMahieu was an MVP candidate, and he's got some of the best contact. He's the best contact hitter in the MLB for sure, I think. He's got good fielding, and he had better stats than Altuve, plus the whole buzzers thing with Altuve last year. So yeah, so we'll go through his stats. He had a WAR of 5.9. He batted 327, which was 4th in the league. He had 26 home runs, 102 RBIs, OPS of 893, pretty good, and he did this in 145 games. All very good stats, very good player. He's always been a good player, but people have just sometimes said like Coors effect, as he played in Colorado before. But once he came to New York, that was his first season in New York. He proved it's not just Coors effect. But if we're comparing this to Altuve, because some people might still think Altuve is better, this whole video is just off of last year's stats. So if some guy had like a really good breakout year and I put him here, it's because I'm going off the 2019 stats. So comparing the WAR, LeMahieu's was 5.9, Altuve's was 3.8. So obviously LeMahieu's is better at that. LeMahieu batted 327, Altuve batted 298. LeMahieu gets the upper hand again. Home runs, Altuve has LeMahieu beat as Altuve hit 31, LeMahieu hit 26. RBIs, LeMahieu has him beat 102 to Altuve 74. OPS, Altuve has him beat here though, but just by a bit, just by 10 points. So LeMahieu's was 893, Altuve's was 903. And then Altuve though played in 19 less games. So, I mean, it's hard to say. Like the 74 RBIs to 102 is a big difference, but it's 20 less games. So I don't know what to say. LeMahieu's a better defender. Altuve can run a bit better, but I think LeMahieu had the better year. I think he's the better second baseman. All right, now we're going to shortstop. So this one, when I looked at it, at first I was thinking Lindor, Baez, not Tatis. He's not that level yet. But yeah, there's a lot of great shortstops in this league. But if I looked at the stats, the best shortstop in the league is Trevor Story. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but he has better stats than Lindor and Baez, so he's the better shortstop. Plus, he fields better than Lindor, not as good as Baez, and he runs probably faster than Lindor and Baez. So he's the all-around package there. And I don't think he can say Coors Field effect because he's a tank. So I don't know what to say. I don't think it's Coors Field effect. But yeah, so he had a 6.1 WAR, which is very good. Batted 294, 35 home runs, 85 RBIs, 917 OPS in 145 games. Now, if you guys still think Lindor is the best shortstop or Baez is, I didn't include Baez numbers, but they were worse than Lindor's and Story's. But yeah, so Story's WAR 6.1, Lindor's 5. Story gets the upper hand. Batting average, Story was 10 points higher. Home runs, Story had 3 more home runs. RBIs, Story had 11 more RBIs. OPS was 917 to Lindor's 854. Story gets the upper hand. And games, Lindor only played 2 less games than him. So the stats, I guess the stats don't lie. I mean, I didn't go the super in-depth stats. Maybe the super in-depth stats say Lindor's a better player. But right now, off of like the main biggest stats, I guess, Story's the better player. Third base, I went Alex Bregman. I know a lot of people won't be happy about this, but yeah, I don't love him, but his stats are slightly better than Rendon and Arenado. I didn't include Arenado. His stats were slightly worse than Rendon last year. If we're putting the 3 of these guys like careers together, I love Arenado. I definitely think he's the best player of these 3. Bregman's only been around for a bit, but Arenado's getting kind of old. He didn't have the greatest year last year, so Bregman overtook him and Rendon. So Bregman had a 9.1 WAR, which was second, only behind Bellinger. So that was the big thing in this. He batted 296, which was great. 41 home runs, 112 RBIs, OPS of 1.015. So he was past that over 1,000 WAR thing there, which makes you considered an elite. And he did this in 156 games. 156 games. So all of these stats are outstanding on Bregman. So, I mean, yeah, comparing it to Rendon's WAR of 6.4, Bregman has the upper hand. Rendon batted a higher average, but hit less home runs, 34. Had more RBIs, though, 126 compared to Bregman's 112. And he was only 5 points behind in OPS. So Bregman's was 1.015. Rendon's was 1.010. So this is all very close. And 10 less games. So it's very close. But the only stat that Bregman really jumps up higher than him is WAR. But Rendon beats him in the average and RBIs. And he did it in 10 less games. But Bregman runs better than him, runs better than Arenado, and the fielding is probably pretty similar. But, I mean, you can give it to Rendon because his team won the World Series last year. I don't know. That one is very close between Rendon and Bregman, and Arenado's right there, so don't forget about him. So, yeah, that's the infield and the catcher. We'll get to pitchers later. And now we got outfield. So I just did 3 outfielders. I didn't do center or right, left. And first one, can you guys guess? It's Mike Trout. Undisputed best player in the game. Just might go down as one of the best players of all time. Last year's AL MVP. I mean, everyone knows he's the best player, but let's get into the stats. So he had an 8.2 WAR, which was third. He batted .291, which is all right. 45 home runs was pretty good. 104 RBIs, very good. Had an OPS of 0.083, so past that elite threshold. And 134 games. He got injured towards the end there. So he was putting up 45 home runs, 104 RBIs, and he did it only 134 games, which compared to like guys like Bregman and Rendon, they played 156, 146 games and didn't even put up stats. They put up stats near that, but you don't know what I mean. Trout played in like 20 games less. Y'all get it. Anyways, next 2 outfield spots, I got Cody Bellinger. Got him as an outfielder because I want to put Freddie Freeman in on this list, but yeah, he's great all-around player. If Trout's not the face of baseball because he doesn't play on a contending team, then Bellinger is. And yeah, he fields, he plays defense. That sentence didn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Should I cut that out? Alright, okay, I'll leave it in. He fields and he runs. Obviously, fielding and playing defense are the same thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. And he was last year's NL MVP. The guy next to him, the guy I'll talk about next, was the runner-up. He may have won that if he didn't get injured. I'm sure you guys can guess who that is. But Bellinger stats. So WAR, 9.1, led the league. Amazing. Batting average, 305. Really good. Home runs, 47, 4th in the league. RBIs, 115. Amazing. OPS, 1.035, which is 3rd in the league. It's crazy. And games, 156. So just amazing all-around stats. Definitely deserved last year's MVP. But we're going to talk about Christian Yelich. He won the MVP in 2018, and then he stepped up and had an even better year. Definitely a top player in this league. His fielding isn't amazing, but it's definitely doable, and he runs all right. But Bellinger runs better and fields better. But yeah, we'll look into the stats. I'm not going to... Sure, I'll compare them. So, 7 WAR for Yelich. It's pretty good. Batted .329, which was 2nd in the MLB. 44 home runs, 97 RBIs. Led the league in OPS with a 1.100 OPS. And did this in 130 games, which was 26 games less than Bellinger. So, yeah. Yelich had a great year. If he didn't get injured, it would have been really interesting to see. He would have won that NL, but that probably tied into it. Okay, pitchers. I picked 3 pitchers. I didn't want to make a decision on who is the number 1 through 3, so I kind of put them all together. I'll tell you who the 3 pitchers are. So it's Garrett Cole, Jacob deGrom, and Justin Verlander. I'm going to say deGrom is the best, and then I'm not sure at all between Cole or Verlander. So I'm going with deGrom 1, and then not sure between Cole and Verlander. But deGrom, we'll talk about him first. Back-to-back Cy Young winner, just absolute dominance. He's the best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. You guys can have your own opinions. But yeah, so just absolute dominator. The deGrominator is actually his nickname. So yeah. Getting to the stats, the pitchers I went off of 4 stats. So his WAR 8.2, which was 2nd among pitchers. WHIP 0.971 was his WHIP. Wins and losses. Sorry. He went 11-8, which is all right, but he plays for a pretty bad Mets team. Mets team got better, but last year you guys didn't have a very good year. And then his ERA was 2.43, which was 2nd in the MLB among pitchers. Garrett Cole, he's a new ace of the Yankees, and him, deGrom, Scherzer, Verlander, all top of the game. But yeah, we'll get into his stats. He had a 6.5 WAR. His WHIP was 0.895, which was 2nd. His his wins and loss, he was 20-5. But he played for the Astros, so he had lots of run support. But yeah, and then his ERA was third. And he, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm filming this kind of late at night, but stay with me. ERA was 2.50, which was third in the MLB. Sorry, I'm messing everything up now. He was also second in wins, second in WHIP. Verlander last year won AL Cy Young over Cole, so that was kind of an interesting storyline throughout the year. But 7.3 WAR, 0.803 WHIP, which was first, led the league. He went 21-6 last year, which was also first, and a 2.58 ERA. So just absolute year. Yeah, when I'm looking at the stats, he probably had a better year than Cole, so he probably deserved that Cy Young, though. I don't really like him, though. I'm not a big Verlander guy. Now, relief pitchers, closing pitchers, I went with two, and there are Aroldis Chapman and Kirby Yates. Chapman had a great year. It didn't end so well, given that Altuve home run. We're not sure if there were buzzers. He had the whole thing where no one take off my shirt, and then it was because the tattoo. I'm sure you guys know the story. Look it up if you don't. Sorry. Look it up. Look at the story, the Altuve and the Astros cheating scandal. I'm sure you'll find tons of stuff on it. I don't want this video to be too long, so I won't talk about it. Had a great year, and he's still one of the hardest pitchers to face maybe ever. I mean, throwing like 100, 102 with that devastating slider. I can't imagine being a lefty going up against him. But yeah, his WAR was 1.6. WHIP was 1.105. He had 37 saves, which was third in the MLB, and an ERA of 2.21. As for Kirby Yates, he had an insane year. This is probably like he had his breakout year 2018, and then this year he followed it up like with an amazing year. A 3 WAR. So I mean, these WARs are lower than the starters and the pitchers, but it's because they're coming at the bullpen. They don't come in. They don't play every day, and they don't account for as many wins. But they're still very important players. You can't have a bum bullpen. You'll blow way too many games. But WHIP 0.890, and his then he had these two stats are kind of crazy. 41 saves, and he's the Padres closer. That's crazy. I don't know how. I guess the Padres were getting a ton of close games, but 41 saves is crazy, and a 1.19 ERA is magnificent. That's all there is to say. If I had to make this lineup, I would lead off Bellinger. He's one of the better running guys on this lineup, and he hits for a good average. Second, I'm putting LeMahieu because that contact. You need guys on for the number 3 hitter, which is Mike Trout. Not much else to say. Yelich, I'm batting cleanup. It's okay. Freeman, I'm batting 5th. Bregman 6th. Story 7th, and Real Muto 8th. And then I'm going with DeGrom on the hill if I had to play this. If I had to play this game, I was the manager of this team. Honorable mentions. I did kind of say the honorable mentions of Lindor, Rendon, Altuve, as far as like guys that are like really close, like 1 and 2. But guys that aren't as close to being like, I don't know, like here, here's an example. So catcher Wilson Contreras, JT Realmuto's up here, Wilson Contreras is here as far as like the rankings, whereas Lindor and Story are like right here, like they're probably interchangeable. And so the honorable mentions: Wilson Contreras for catcher, first base Pete Alonso, 53 home runs last year, was the home run leader. Outfield, Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, and Aaron Judge would be my 3 honorable mentions for outfield. Juan Soto probably just misses out. And for a starting pitcher, Max Scherzer for sure. And for relief, Josh Hader. And yeah, there we go. There's my dream lineup for 2020. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry I missed like a week. Once again, it's my birthday. Thank you guys for staying with me, and I'll be out. Peace.